Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. So this is part 2 of the kitchen remodel, and we're going to kick things off with the giveaway that I promised in part 1 of this video. So let's hop on over here. This is the episode 1. So basically the contest is for Buddy Tools' entire suite of drywall products. A lot of great tools. So let's see how many we got here. So the rule was just comment below, I need a buddy, and that automatically enters you into the contest. So let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 3 entries. Awesome. All right, so if you are one of those 3, your chances of winning are an astronomical 33.333% chance of winning. Congrats, guys. So let me add these names into a name selector, and that'll take 1 second. So let me enter this in here. All right, so I just hopped onto Google and selected the very first thing that came up. It is a name selector wheel, and I entered all the names in. Took me all day, all three names. So we got Unarmed Zombie, Tim in Texas, and Daymaker 57. You guys are the real MVPs. I really appreciate you guys watching, entering this contest, humoring my little giveaway here. So let's get this thing spinning and see what we get. All right. Again, this is the first thing that comes up on Google. Seems like it works pretty well so far. It's slowing down. All right, who do we got? All right. Daymaker 57. All right, congrats, Daymaker 57. Let's hop on over. Let's see what we got here. Daymaker 57. Mark. All right. Good stuff. All right, Mark, congrats. You've won the giveaway. Thank you again, guys, for entering and watching. But without further ado, let's get into the video, and while this rolls, I'm going to contact Mark and make sure this all these awesome tools make their way over to him. And yeah, let's get fixing. Okay, so kicking things off, we're going to pay a little visit to Bella here. She really likes this castle of cabinets. Don't really see her too often, but the cabinet maker we went with is called Ren's, and really good quality. I really like their cabinets. They have these really cool plastic feet that go on the bottom, and you can adjust them. I'm having some help getting these installed because I want them, actually done right. I don't know if I could have done this or not, but knowing that a professional is doing this is a huge peace of mind. That Quran, or however you say it, the sink we went with is also really nice, also really inexpensive, and this is what it's looking like. We went with like a sage or mint green, however you want to interpret that. But here's Bella again. Really liking these faux quartz countertops. It's like I don't know, some sort of laminate. Really high quality, really durable, and they say you could put something hot on there, but I'm not gonna test it out. Here's the sink. Went with like a bronze brown kind of. Anyway, so now that is just about done, I got to start dealing with this trash. Called a buddy of mine, and we got a dumpster, and started tackling this mess, and it was hot. It was like 90 degrees this day. Just miserable, but now we are ready to finally start getting this kitchen looking right. So kicking things off with drywall insulation and just getting these outlets wired up, looking good. And the wiring diagram for all of this I had checked out by somebody who really knows their stuff, just to make sure that I didn't miss anything or I'm not doing anything incorrectly. But everything is working really well. Later on, I ended up having to go back into the crawl space to make sure the microwave and this outlet here were on the same breaker. So later on, I went and made sure that the microwave had its own breaker and the dishwasher had its own breaker. And these are going to be accessible junction boxes where the, I don't know if you want to call them can lights, the lights that look like can lights, but they're flat and they're like a wafer. But those were all hooked up, ready to go, tested that out, and now it's time for the sink to get hooked up as well. So I found this really cool pressure button to initiate the garbage disposal. Basically just uses the air pressure of the pocket that's behind that switch to turn anything plugged into that outlet on and off. There I was testing it with a light, but for the sink, I gotta tap out a little spot for the button, which is always nerve-wracking. You don't want to mess up a brand new sink, but I had my little helper here. This is Peppers. She's always there to help out. She's the best, but this button is just going to go right next to this nice faucet I got. I just found this on Amazon. Really inexpensive and matches the kitchen really well. Definitely no complaints here, but you really want to make sure all of this stuff is done prior to actually putting the sink in, because it just gets significantly harder to do if the sink is already installed. So those are little clips that keep the sink to the countertop. And then here is the wire coming up from the crawl space. And this is the outlet that will power both the garbage disposal and the dishwasher. And these are the replacement rings I got for the garbage disposal, making sure it just matches the aesthetic we're going for, which is that gold, bronze, brass, whatever you want to call it, look. Just really think that looks nice these days. But the garbage disposal, of course, is always a pain to hook up. It just weighs a lot, and it's hard to hold into place as you tighten all those rings. But the dishwasher slid right into place, got that hooked up. And this is the oven that I've had forever. And this is I feel like everyone should have one of these. It's a natural gas detector. You know, we always have smoke detectors or CO detectors, but nobody ever has gas detectors. And figured, what the heck, I'll plug one of those in, try it out. And lo and behold, it caught a small leak I had on the hose that went from the pipe to the oven. And that was no good. You always want to get that looked at, because, I mean, now with a certain virus that's going around that makes you lose your smell, it's good to have a backup. Later on, we're swapping out the gas oven with electric, because we want something that has an air fryer built in and a lot of cool settings. We found one that has a lot of interesting stuff going on for it. So we're making the switch from gas to electric. I know a lot of people aren't really thrilled about doing something like that. It's usually the other way around, but there's just gas lines all over my basement. All of them are old. I don't know. I'd feel a lot safer knowing that everything's electric. But anyway, once that's installed, the current oven, I'm just going to start working on the new microwave that we got for this. Of course, Peppers is always there to help. She loves helping, even if it's distraction. But yeah, that new oven will go in probably near the end of the video, because we didn't get that until much later. We just wanted to get the appliances back, because it was a couple months without anything going on in the kitchen. No dishwasher, no sink, no oven, nothing. It's a long time to have takeout food. And we like to cook, but the microwave itself came with a defect, which was really annoying. It had like a really loud buzz, and that was kind of annoying, but it was still under warranty, and that got fixed pretty easily. Now it's time to finish the drywall. And if you've watched any of my other remodel videos, you know that I hate drywall. I really hate doing drywall. And it's not that it's a pain to do, it's just I can never get good at it, and it's just messy. It's super messy. And this is the ceiling. Unfortunately, it started cracking on me, so I started to try to pry off the loose bits and try to get it to a point where it wasn't loose. And lo and behold, it was all loose. So it all had to go, which was just kind of disheartening because I was hoping to just match that nice texture in the missing pieces, but that's just wishful thinking. But here is the cabinets and the countertop installed and everything cleaned up. And there was a long break in between that part and this part. But now it's time to get back to it. And here are some nice buddy tools that I'm using for this. Again, they're a sponsor of this video. Really love their products, even though they are sort of marketed towards beginners. They are just as useful for the pros. Especially this guy here, the Tape Buddy, just makes taping a lot easier, especially if you aren't really familiar with how much mud should go behind the tape here. So just a great product, really inexpensive, very easily to obtain. I got mine off Amazon, and then they sent me the paddle and the scoop, which I really like. And it, look at that, it just goes right on top of the lid. Super easy, but taping this wall up is, it was actually pretty quick. Mostly in part because of this tool, but also I tried to make this not a tape heavy layout. Like I specifically made this seam the way it is horizontally because if I do a good job or a bad job on that seam, it won't matter because it'll be behind the backsplash. So that makes life a little easier, and matching that seam on one side of the wall to the other side of the wall was also pretty easy. You saw in the last video, my head just went right through that board. But luckily enough, I don't even think I do it in this video. Well, yeah, of course not, because I haven't done it yet. I still need to vent the microwave, and that hole that my head left, that's where the microwave is going to be venting. So just getting ahead of the to-do list there. Anyway, so here is, once again, Pepper's helping me, making sure that top corner is looking good. So we're ready for paint. And the paint I used was a very robust, I can't remember the brand, just durable paint that, won't scuff up easily. And it's a nice cream off-white. It just goes really well with the countertop and the sage cabinets and everything. Just very nice neutral color. But this is I forget the brand name of this as well. Schluter, maybe. They make these really nice aluminum. This one's kind of treated to make it look like it's brass. Peppers. Pushing me off level there, but this goes on pretty easily. I just staple it. I'm not sure what the actual method is to attach these to the wall, but it's fantastic, really elegant transition strip from backsplash to non-backsplash. And here I am just making sure I protect these countertops. Usually you would, I really don't know the order of events that have to occur. This is the backsplash I'm going with. I think it's really nice. It's like an elongated hexagon. Yeah, 2, 4, yeah, hexagon. I don't know the order of events. It feels like this should have happened prior to the countertop. That way I don't mess up the countertop. But I'm not really sure. I don't do this for a living. And I don't look at this as a tutorial on how to do this. I just watch a video and try to figure it out as I go, because hiring labor is just immensely difficult. I don't know why every time I hire somebody, no matter if they're large budget hires or small budget hires, they just don't seem to want to come by and work. Every contractor I've dealt with so far has just been a huge pain, very unreliable. So that's sort of why I do a lot of this by myself, or at least try. And it's working out for the most part. I've had just aesthetic things to do. I haven't really done anything other than aesthetics, but backsplashes are a great entry into remodel if you want to do it yourself. It's honestly fun. Here's a close-up of a nifty trick I did to make sure everything aligned according to the countertop. I put down this strip of, I guess it's PVC, as just a continual spacer instead of just doing little spacers here and there because I didn't want to go buy a bag of those spacers just to use them once and then never use them again and have them fall behind the counter, because there's little parts where the counter doesn't actually touch the wall, and it's kind of annoying. So those spacers would just fall down behind the cabinet. So doing it this way is cost effective, and honestly it just worked out and I like it. Unfortunately though, I left this dry overnight by accident, and my little putty knife is in there, and yeah, so that didn't work out. But I just mixed this new mortar right on top of all that. I got the knife out eventually, but in terms of backsplash, this turned out really nice. I really like how this turned out. It's just neutral, simple, elegant, and it just works. And it's really inexpensive. It's one of the cheaper of the backsplash options that are there at Home Depot and Lowe's. Not sure what's going on stores elsewhere in the world, but I'm sure there's similar backsplash to choose from. But here is just a little time lapse of the cleanup. Of course, Peppers is always there to help. And now that is done, I kind of have ADHD when it comes to like what to do next. So instead of finishing the backsplash, I just went right for the shelves. And I'm glad I did this now, because I realized the old shelves I were using did not really go well. They didn't look good with those new brackets. But Peppers is there to console me in my mistakes. So now it's time to fill in the grout, and I had this awesome idea to pick a grout and then fill it with glitter that matches the handles, the accents, like that brass look. And I thought I came up, like I invented this new idea that was like groundbreaking. Like, oh, this is gonna take off. This is gonna be awesome. And then when I started stirring this, I realized all the glitter just disappeared. There's a pigment in the grout that just sort of paints the glitter, and so the glitter never showed up. So I was like, well, it was a cool idea, but my application for it didn't really work out. But to my surprise, I was pleasantly surprised that when I started washing away the extra, the glitter came back, and it was really subtle, but it looked phenomenal. I loved how this turned out. It's something that you can only see when there's a light shining on it, or the sunlight's coming in. Like right there in the top right corner, you can see one little piece of glitter shining, but I have no lights on, so you're not really going to see a lot. But when it's a beautiful sunny day and the light's coming in through the windows, it's gorgeous. I really, really loved how that turned out. I know it's not something that everyone is going to like. I know it's going to go out of style and kind of age like milk eventually. Like in 30 or 40 years, like carpet in the bathroom and the green tile, like 70s era houses now. But there's a close-up. I really like it. I think it's going to just turn some heads. Whoever comes into the kitchen, say, oh, that's kind of cool. Just something different. I'm sure this has already been done. I'm sure it's already something that is established in the DIY remodel community, but I'm just enjoying the look of it and realizing, like, okay, something actually went right. I did it right. But here is once again my little helper helped me get these shelves up. These are a cool aged wood hollow core shelf, just off the shelf from a big box store. I think these came from Amazon, but we couldn't help ourselves. As soon as those shelves went up, my fiance and I just started decorating, putting fake plants up, putting the cups and the bowls up, even though we were far from finishing this, and they had to be taken down. But at this point, I'm just cruising along, getting the trim taken care of. There's not really anything good to attach this trim to, so I just went with a caulk and an adhesive to stick that to the tile. If it ever falls off, I can come up with an epoxy solution for that. But the window itself kind of sets out a little further than the drywall in the backsplash, so that needs a little bit of a backing board to make sure it's flush with the wall. And Looks nice, but here I'm just building a top header, just in the same style as I did every other window in the house. Really simple, pre-built. Not really sure of this style. I've seen it before. I'm just kind of mimicking what I've found on the internet and other videos, but I think it looks good. So that's going to get some paint later on, but for now, I'm kind of darting back and forth on different things. I got to get rid of this weird fog that I put on the window initially. I messed up the paint on the windowsill and got it all over the window, so I just kind of left it as is for a while, but now it's time to kind of strip that all away and kind of give it a much more professional look. So finishing this off with some mineral spirits to make sure I get all the residue off and let that have plenty of time to dry and kind of air out. But until then, I'll figure out something later. For now, I need to start painting these, start treating these windows. If you have a knot in the wood that you're working with, a great way to hide that knot, like the knot always comes back. You can never paint over a knot. No matter how many layers of paint, you can always see the knot. It's something with the sap or absorption rate with that type of wood. I'm not really sure. I like to hit it with a can of Kills. Usually use Kills on stains, like if you have water stains in drywall, but it works phenomenal for wood knots too. So that little window over there, that's actually my neighbor's bathroom. So he's also remodeling his house, and he took me on a tour to show me what he's doing. And lo and behold, that window looks into the bathroom. So not only do I want privacy from anyone who's looking through that window, I want to make sure they have some privacy too, because it's so weird being this close to somebody. Like I think it's 10 feet away. But it's just how houses were built back in the day. This is a 100-year-old house, and I'm sure that house is just as old. But properties here are not measured in acres. They're measured in square feet because it's so small. My yard is, it's just really small. So things are tight here, and I want privacy, and I want them to make sure they have some privacy too. So what I went with was a film that looks pretty nice. It's like a geometric diamond pattern. My fiance helped me pick it out. Just, I think it's like $6 a roll. You can cover 2 windows with 1 roll. It's nice. Unfortunately, though, it's not as private as I was hoping. You can still see through it. So I think what I'm going to do is I have to reglaze the outside of the window. It's starting to deteriorate. So when I do that, I think I'm going to fog the back of that glass with just some generic fogging spray and call it a day. I did that with the bathroom a couple months ago, and I haven't had any problems. It looks really good. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing there. But anyway, here is the other walls of the kitchen. I'm not real crazy about the beadboard and the paint color. I love that shrub wall, though. It's great for hanging photos and making like little memories, little time capsules of photos and trinkets and things of your travels. But that's going to get decorated at a later time. For now, I've got to get those can lights, or whatever lights they're called, out of the ceiling. Unfortunately, I put them in the ceiling, and the hole required to mount them is too small. So I had to notch that, and I was able to hide it with the trim, but it's just kind of funny. It shows my lack of experience on the subject, but all is well. And if I ever have to service those junction boxes, I could just reach my hand in there and access them. But I hate the ceiling, and I was going to finish it with, standard drywall practices, either put new drywall up, but that texture over there, that was stuck solid to the ceiling. I could not chip that off unless I had a belt sander. So it's just really unfortunate. So I came up with a solution where I'm going to do squares of beadboard and then put pieces of trim over each of the seams. And it looks really good, but I'd rather just I really liked that texture. I really wish I could have mimicked that. I don't know how to do it. This was a budget-friendly option. It cost probably slightly more than a whole bucket of drywall mix and drywall. So it is what it is. But here is, I'm cutting some, I don't know what you would call them, trim pieces for the light fixtures, the little can lights. Because I want them to be aligned with those boards. And this is a Stepcraft CNC, by the way. They're going to be a channel sponsor for the next probably year. They sent me the CNC. I absolutely love it. This has gotten me back into woodworking. I'm done with the remodel. It ruined my channel. I don't know what happened to my channel, but I'm getting back to woodworking, and this is how I'm going to do it. So look forward to some awesome videos coming up very soon. But the trim piece I had for this essentially just allows me to mount a light to make it look nice with this ceiling style. It's definitely not the traditional way to go, but it's what you do when you don't know what you're doing. So that's the light fixture we went with. My fiance picked it out. I think it's phenomenal. It's really cool. It's a little dim, but it has that mini fan, which is really cool. And here you can see how I'm styling this trim piece essentially. And I went back and caulked and painted this at a later time. It took forever. I didn't film it, and I just got kind of lazy. And I'm sick of working on this house. I'll be honest. I just want to be done. And but yeah, here I'm cleaning, but this is the end result. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you sticking it through. This whole remodel project has been really crazy, and it's so sad what happened to my channel. Like, I don't know if it was a shadow ban or they just, when they made the transition to shorts, anyone who did long form videos kind of went by the wayside, and it's super disheartening. So I'm calling it quits on the home remodel. And I'm getting back to why I started this channel in the first place, which is just random projects, woodworking projects, electrical, lamps, anything and everything. Things that are really exciting. And now that I have a workspace, it's not great. I still got to organize my garage, but it's certainly looking a lot better. Now that that's taken care of, home remodel videos probably are not going to happen anymore. And I'm going to get back to what I know and what I love and what I know this channel is going to enjoy, because it's what brought the channel up to this many subscribers in the first place. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to make a comeback. I don't know if this channel has been delisted in the back end of YouTube servers. I don't know how it all works, but I'm going to try to breathe new life into this because we have a new sponsor, Stepcraft CNC. Very excited to get using that and make videos with that. I know they've been waiting a while for me to make some videos because I had nowhere to put it. It's been down in my basement because my garage, I didn't have power to my garage for a while, and it's been a mess. Like literally a mess. There's stuff everywhere, and I gotta really clean it out. But anyway, that is the kitchen. That is the home remodel, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for sticking it out. Thank you for watching. If you subscribed recently, you're one of the very few, and I appreciate you. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if anyone sees this video. The last video got no views. 3 people wanted to get in on that giveaway. It's insane. But yeah, I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm excited for what's coming next. So stick around. I'll see you then.